Have you spoken to Barack Obama about Charlottesville?
During that time period I did. I mean, he was horrified. Just horrified. I mean, everybody was horrified. I mean, but I go back to the point, you know, we're a nation of what, 330 million people? This was 1,000 people. But, you know, this should never be tolerated. And I've been very vocal. I've traveled the country. I've written this book, which will open a lot of people's eyes. And a big part of this book is where do we go from here? And John Lewis, he wrote the foreword for me in this book, and he and I collaborated on the last chapter. As bad as Charlottesville was, the one benefit is it sort of ripped the scab off on racism in the country. I think for far too long, people felt that racism was gone. I think, in fairness, white people don't like to have the discussion of racism. They don't want to talk about a racist past. They don't. It's uncomfortable. And what Charlottesville sort of showed is, no, it's still here. Racism is prevalent. And until we, as a country, deal with the issues of inequities in school, I mean, when you have different school systems and African American children still go to schools where, you know, the infrastructure may rain and the heating doesn't work, the cooling doesn't work, they don't have the same equipment, maybe not the same quality teacher. We have inequities on housing, we have inequities on healthcare. That exists today. And our criminal justice system still has racist elements. I was governor of a southern state. I can tell you one instance. Lenny Singleton, a young man who was a crack addict, African-American man. He had 5 robberies. He was a crack addict. He was trying to steal for his habit. 5 robberies, the most he stole combined was $537. And nobody was ever injured, okay? $537. What do you think his sentence should be, ma'am? How many years? Yeah. $537.
Nothing.
5 years?
Is there a max?
How about 2 life sentences plus 130 years? I pardoned Lenny Singleton, but that poor man had already served 23 years in prison. My point is, it's prevalent in many of these southern states. And so my point in this is, politicians got to quit talking. I don't want to hear about these reconciliation commissions, a bunch of white people sitting around feeling good like they've done something. You got to lean in. You got to do something. I leaned in. I restored more felon rights than any governor in the history of the United States of America. Republicans sued me twice, sued me for contempt of court. I pardoned more people than any. At the end of the day, vote and hold your elected officials accountable. And that's one of the big pieces of this book. We can't keep going the way we're going. We got to shake it up. Are you ready for shaking it up, folks?